Hey guys, Axa here for another video on Legend of Mushroom. I hope that you're doing great. I am. Today I'm gonna show you the two builds with my Prophet class that I am using in PvP at the moment. My offensive build that you already know, but I changed a few things so now it's a bit more aggressive than before. And my defensive build. Which is not a build based on regen though. I found out that the regen wasn't that great on a Prophet class. And using the stun with a lot of tankiness outside of that is better in my opinion. You will tell me what you think about that in a comment below after the video. So before going deeper in the video, I want to tell you that I have the two builds as always available on my Discord, or you can take a picture of that here. So this is my defensive build, and if I just switch next to that, you have my offensive build. Alright guys, so before going deeper on the build, let's just check what happened in PvP. I am at the moment in Legendary Champion. Yesterday, I ended up like a top 1 or top 2, I don't even remember, but I won the majority of my offenses and defenses, and I wanted to share that with you, because on my defense, as always, Plume Monarchs see that I am a Prophet class, so they try to attack me, but it went wrong for them that time. And I'm gonna show that to you guys. So here, I don't know what is the class in front, I'm gonna go through all my fights and we are gonna check that together. So this is a Warbringer. So this is the damage he took directly at the start of the fight, and that was my defensive build, so it went pretty good. So then that was an attack, and that guy has way less power, but whatever, let's just check what happened. Oh, and that's a PAL class in front, very offensive one. Look at the damage I'm gonna take. This is pretty nice. Of course, you had the cheat amount, but you had also the PAL damage coming from the PALs, and that was pretty nice. So here, another fight, that's another offense. I don't think that guy was very strong in front in comparison with me. Yes, that was a pre-blitz damage, one shot, I took no damage. Gonna try to find a harder fight. Here, in fact, it depends. Here, that was a Dark Lord, and he was using the same kind of build with a lot of stun, so he pre-blitzed me, and he dealt some damage through the blitz. Okay, what just happened? And so he was able to win. So I can't win all the fights versus other Prophets or Dark Lords, and this is what happened. I took the first damage, so I died. So there, this is a Plume Monarch in front. Let's check what happened. I don't know, by the way, why the power was 111, because normally he has more than that. I don't know his true power, but normally he has more than 110. He's just hiding the power. Let's check here. There was another offense. With my offensive build, another Warbringer was able to one-shot. It works so well versus Warbringers, and I was able to tank the cheat amount damage. Let's do another one. Another Warbringer, I guess. Was able to one-shot him as well. As I said, super efficient versus Warbringers. Here, I think that it was a Plume Monarch or another tank. Martial Sage maybe, let's check. That's a Martial Sage tanky build. So pre-blitz damage, pretty nice. This is still the offensive build here. And look at that, I'm not taking a lot of damage, but I can just destroy the opponent using that build. So here, another build, I suppose it was another tanky Martial Sage. So I'm still using, yes, that's the case, I'm still using my offensive build, so he is more tanky than the previous one, but still taking a lot of damage. And after that, you will see when I will cast my skills for the second time, it's gonna release even more damage. Look at that, this is very strong to beat tanky regen builds when they don't have a lot of basic attack damage, because when I'm using that versus my friend Dino, he's just destroying me. I just can't tank the damage. So here, another tanky build, and after that we are gonna check versus Plume Monarchs. Yeah, look at the damage taken, this is crazy. And that guy is in Legendary Champion now. Very strong build. So this is a Plume Monarch, I guess, or No, that was another Warbringer, and I lost the fight here because I was using my tanky build. It's not the best to use that on Warbringers. The result was close, if I remember. Yeah, because he's using the Tiger, and after that, I'm taking the cheat amount, so it was close. But I can handle that normally. Here, I think it is a Monarch, 138 million power. And yes, this is a Monarch. So look at that. He has more power than me, and let's check what happened. First of all, I'm not taking a lot of damage, and look at that. I'm stunning him most of the time, so I don't have to tank damage, in fact. This is so strong, and now cheat amount already. I take no damage because I had the Blitz Assault. It works so well. Can I find another one? Don't remember about this one. This is another defense. This is a Warbringer. That's a Warbringer, so same that before. Same as before. And that was very, very close, but I was able to win this one. So you know what, I'm just now in Legendary Champion, so I'm gonna do some fights and we are gonna see how it works. So first of all, let me check what build I'm using at the moment. I think that this is my mage tank. And yes, it is. So let's try to find some Monarchs in the cross-server a ranked match here. Let's try to find a strong Monarch. This one, very strong one, more power than me, 5,600 damage. There we go for a fight. Let's see how does it work, if I can win that. I'm not sure about it because he has a lot of power, a lot of attack. Okay, for now, I can tank. Now he's taking more damage. Will I have time for the Blitz Assault before the cheat amount? Oh, he's not using the cheat amount, so I was able to win that. I wasn't expecting to win that, to be honest. And let's try to find another Monarch. Okay, I'm not gonna try versus that guy. This is one of the strongest players of the server. Of course, he's gonna destroy me. You know what? Just for the fun, I'm still gonna try. See how long I can survive. He has 10,000 attack. 10,000 attack. This is huge, guys. Don't know if I am gonna be able to survive that long, to be honest. Or maybe I will have time to recover my Blitz Assault. Okay, no, but my damage were pretty nice, and I'm not using the Tiger back, by the way, so I'm pretty good with that build. Let's try to find another one, 150 million power on another Monarch. This is of course not gonna work. You have Muscle here, 7,000 million attack. Wanna try with versus Muscle? Maybe the result is gonna be a bit different. Let's check that. Hope I'm gonna have time to cast a second time my Blitz Assault at least. I'm already taking more damage than versus the previous guy. Or is it just me? Blitz Assault, I will have time. There we go. Can deal a bit more damage. So this is it, look at that. This is Muscle, he has way more power and stats than me, and it went pretty fine in my opinion. Okay, so let's try to find another Monarch here, top 46, 5,000 million attack. Let's see how it goes. He's using the Sunshine Bringer, so he is reducing the control durations. Close to get the Blitz Assault again. Okay. And that worked. Pretty nice. There's another one here. 7,000 million attack, 136 million power. I don't know, this is not true. Normally he's more around 146 million. But whatever, let's try that. I'm here for the test. And this is normal for me to try versus stronger players. Okay, so for now I can handle that. A lot of controls. I will have time for the Blitz Assault. There we go, Blitz Assault on the cheat amount, and I won that. That was very close though. It's working so well. Oh guys, take a picture of that. I'm currently the top 1 player in Legendary Champion. First time it happened, and I will not remain the top 1. This is insane, guys. So now, I just want to show you some more fights, and after that, I'm going to show you the details of the different builds. So I'm just switching to my Dark Lord. Let's apply that. Go back in the cross-server ranked match. Let's try to find some tanky players now. So this one, I already showed you. I was able to beat that player. Pretty nice tanky stats, almost 1000 billion HP, 1380 defense. Pretty nice, so I showed that to you before. Let's try to find another tanky build. This one maybe. 1000 billion HP and 1800 million defense. Let's check the other stats here as well. 2200 crit resistance. Where is the skill damage res? 79%. Oh, that guy doesn't want to be handled by prophets, right? So let's try versus that guy just to see how it goes. Maybe I'm not gonna have any damage at all. Need to buy some more tickets. There we go, another fight. Okay, just a few pre-blitz damage. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to survive that long though. This is the only way for me to deal damage, so... But he has so much defensive stats that he doesn't have a lot of damage neither. But he's just nullifying all my damage. Wow, this is insane. That level of tankiness in front, I've never seen that before. Versus my prophet build, I mean. The skill damage resistance is just nullifying all the damage I deal. This is crazy. But hey, at some point people have to do some choices. Whether they want to have some combo damage resistance or skill damage resistance or counter damage resistance, and then it makes things being balanced so you can beat some players and you can't beat others. So you got another one here, same power as mine. This is a Warbringer, so normally it should work. Let's see if I can pre-blitz. Yeah, pre-blitz, cheat amount. And I won that. There is another one here. This is another tanky build. Let's check the skill damage resistance. 53%. He's more tanky than the other, but he has less skill damage resistance. So let's see how does it go. I am curious to know. Okay, so he's already taking more damage than the previous guy. So let's see if I can survive and have time to deal enough damage to beat him or close. This is a tanky build, so he's not using the cheat amount probably. So if I can beat him, this is okay. Let's go. Now he had the Blitz Assault. I'm taking more damage. He's healing a bit. I don't think I can handle that. Blitz Assault again on my side. Come on, just a bit more. Got my big skills. And no, I wasn't able to beat that guy. He has more power and I don't have enough. When they have a lot of skill damage resistance, it becomes way harder. Let's try to find another tanky guy. This is a Martial Sage. Aggressive Martial Sage. Pretty interesting. A lot of attack. Another big amount of skill damage resistance. Before, people were not using any skill damage resistance. They were going all combo damage, but now look at that. This is revert. Like 51% combo and 56% more skill damage resistance. You have a Katran here. A very offensive build. As I can see, let's check the skill damage res. 13%. So let's see if there is a difference. Normally he deals more damage than the others, so I might die faster, but let's just check. Look at the damage he took directly at the start. But will I survive until I can release my skills a second time? And he's probably using the cheat amount. Yes, cheat amount. That was very close. I almost won that. Okay guys, so I did enough tests and now it's time for me to show you the entire build and comment that. So let's first talk about my Dark Lord. This is almost the same as before, I just changed my talents, if I remember. So these are the skills I'm using, very aggressive, and the pals, of course I'm trying to increase my attack speed so I can pre-blitz the target, and everything to deal more damage, and same here. That relic to increase the petty trace damage, this is that bad skill here. It's working pretty well. So offensive only, global attack at the prayer statue, and for the rest, these are my talents. Sorcery, of course, on the 2 builds, you want to have some stun. This is the way to go. You want to increase your attack first everywhere, your HP, and then your resistances if you want. On the sorcery, take the skill crit damage and the skill damage on the left, and on the right, you want to take the skill regen and the extra skill damage you have here. Then everything into attack first, everywhere. Take this one for the attack increase every time you use your skills. And yeah, this is basically what I'm using on the sorcery tab. On the archery, you want to go at the top here. The healing amount is not useless, but this is for the base attack speed here, very important for the pre-blitz, and then you have some resistances too. So this is what I have here, okay? Only go for the base attack speed and the resistances at the top. On the Fury, you want to have the resistances only at the top. And on the Tame Beast, you want to have some launch at the top. It can help to handle some fights, and for the resistances as well, and for the wand here, very important to beat tanky builds. Okay, for that, then let me go on the ancients here. So you want to have two sets of skill damage, sorry, and then you want to have one set of crit resistance, but generally I'm using something else instead of that. Normally I'm using a broken set with that build, so I have some extra stun, but hey, it works perfectly well as well. So here, main stat skill damage, main stat combo damage resistance, and main stat crit resistance to handle the Plume Monarchs. Otherwise, maybe you want to take some skill damage res, and I'm working on that at the moment. And for the secondary stats, you want to have stun first and skill crit damage then. On all your pieces of gear, this is the best thing to take. 8% here, very nice. Stun and skill crit, and finally skill crit here. So okay for that, and then for the scrolls and the souls, this is what I have for the scrolls, very offensive. This is better to increase first your skill damage and attack before upgrading your skill crit damage. The damage difference you have when you are upgrading that is not that great. And then put the bit of points into your defensive stuff. And same for the defense here. I'm not changing that for my souls. I balance my offensive stats and my defensive stats, and this is the way to go for me. If I want to beat tanky players, maybe I want to reduce the HP here and the crit resistance and put everything I have into my offensive stats. I'm gonna handle easier the tanky fights in front. Okay, so then for the items I'm using, let me show that. These are the items. The Cloud Drifter for your offensive build, you are going to release way more damage. Of course, that staff is the best one to take. And the Alien Dimension here to handle some damage and have more skill cooldowns reduction. Just in case you don't have it because you are free to play and you are not saving your resources, there are maybe other solutions. Let me check amount coming from the Lucky Spinner. It's gonna be hard to find a good one. Coming from the Lucky Spinner. Don't think you have one. The Carpet? Maybe from a Lucky Spinner, but then the Cloud Drifter is the only thing to take. For the Artifact, if you don't have that staff, you can go with the Candelabrum. You're gonna release less damage, but it's another solution. Or you have the Demeter artifact here, or you have the other stuff we had recently. They are almost working the same. For the back accessory, if you don't have the Alien Dimension, this one can be acquired through a Lucky Spinner, and it's working very, very well. Or you have the fan as well, working well. Or you can use the Tiger Back to release more damage, kill the target faster. It can help a lot, especially on your tanky build though. For the avian, the pumpkin witch, I tried the dense cloud, but I had way less damage, and in all cases it was worse than with the pumpkin witch. I have only things to increase my skill crit damage, 32%, another 32%, 48% inert gas. I'm trying at the moment to breed some, so I have only purples, so I could get some more skill crit damage, but I'm a little lucky, so this is terrible, guys. And finally, talent skill for the increase in scale damage. And finally, for the hero cards, these are the ones I'm using. I'm gonna show you the detail. This one has main. This is an active skill, dealing some damage and stunning the target at the start of the fight and every 16 seconds. So this is the best one to me to put in the first place here. Then I'm using Zeus here for the cooldown reduction and the final skill damage. And finally here to have an extra shield, it can help me. It's working pretty well. Instead of Zeus, if you don't have Zeus, you can replace him and use the other wizard instead. They are doing almost the same, but I don't have that wizard. Let me show that to you. I'm talking about this one. Releasing the main active skill reduces target's damage resistance. You're gonna deal more damage. You don't have the skill reduction, but it's working almost the same. So now for the stats, let me show that to you. So I have a 58% stun at the moment. I'm trying to work on that. Try to have a higher amount. To me, 80% will be amazing. I can achieve that. The way to go is to go on the enchants and try to have only stun everywhere. For example, here I have 8.57%, and if you check my stun given by all the enchants, 14%. So imagine if I had 8% on every single one, I could have way more than that, right? So at the moment, I have a 58%. For the rest, I have on that build a 0% ignore combo. This is my offensive build, so this is normal. 40% ignore counter. I'm trying to beat warriors with that build, so this is normal as well. Crit resistance, I have almost 2000%. For the rest, basic attack damage resistance, 32% is pretty nice. A 55% combo damage res. I have a 35% counter damage res. I can also increase that. That would be more efficient. 8% launch, which is pretty nice too, versus Blue Monarchs and stuff like that. Skill crits, 86%. Skill crit damage, 478%. Skill damage, 2787, which is very, very nice. Skill damage res 32%. And if I show you my damage resistance, I have 10%. This is coming from an artifact. And for my main stats, I have only a few amount of HP in comparison with my attack. This is what I want with that build. Go offensive mainly, so 6264. You will see the difference with my tanky build right after. Okay, so that was for my offensive build. Now let's just press one button and switch to my mage tank. Gonna change that as well, so people are gonna crash if they are trying to attack me and if they are monarchs. So this is the difference. I'm still using the Betty traits to deal more damage, but I'm using skills, the cactuses, to reduce the attack with the green one and the attack speed with the purple one. Very important ones. I am using not the ult, but the deal that time to tank more damage. Very important. The Hydro Sprite to reduce my cooldowns, and this is the difference on my relics. Now I went for the damage resistances with the book and the spore, and with this one to increase the duration of the cactus's duration effects. I'm not using a global attack, but global HP at the prayer statue. This is a big difference. And here, I'm gonna show my talents. This is different too. So on my sorcery, I'm still using the same, but that time I have more defense, more HP, and more combo damage resistance here. I have almost the same on my blue tree here, but more resistance at 20 on 20, and on the yellow one, I have almost the same. On my tame beast, I went at the top, and I have more resistances as well than before. On the archery, I went only at the top. I don't care about the basic attack speed anymore. And on the fury, I went for this one because my goal is to survive a bit longer so I can get some more attack speed, more attack after 45 seconds. So it helps me to deal more damage. 20 on 20 here on the crit resistance. Then I went for these ones. Ignore combo, I maxed it out. 10 on 10 on the right, 10 on 10 on the left. Very important, and more resistances at the top. I don't really care about the healing here. but whatever, that was just to unlock the extra stats I needed for the ignore combo. So this is what I'm using there. So then for my enchants, using the same as before, with the double skill damage set and the crit resistance here. Same substats as before. For my scrolls, this is different. I balanced my stats between my defense and my offense, so I have a level 61 HP, 61 skill damage and attack, 44 crit resistance, 32 skill crit damage, and 7 for my defense. For the souls, same as before. Changed nothing because they said here, this is just broken, it doesn't work, so I can't use that, unfortunately. Then I changed the items I'm using. That's very important too. This is what I'm using. This is the best mount for your tankiness. So if you have it, use it. If you don't, there are other solutions maybe. You have that one, but it's a bit more expensive to acquire it and it's less efficient. Or you can use this one. It's gonna work perfectly well if you have it as well. Or you can use this one. Of course, you are gonna be less tanky over time and start taking some damage. But on the short fight, you're gonna have both more attack, final skill, crit damage, and you are gonna store some damage taken and take less damage. This is a very good one to use. Otherwise, I don't think they are. You can use the blue ox if you have it, or the cheat amount, it's gonna work as well. Same things for the artifacts and the back accessory. For the artifact, this is a tanky build, so if you don't have the things that are increasing your attack, you can use the Pepe artifact or the torch. You're gonna summon a clone, you're gonna survive a bit longer. And for the back accessory, the alien dimension, of course, is the best one, or you can go more aggressive using this one coming from the lucky spinner or the fan or the tiger back. They are great as well. Same avian as before, exact same avian. And for the hero cards, I changed them. The reason is that here I'm gonna have some more shields, I have more HP, so I'm gonna survive longer. And I can reduce the attack of the target as well when they break my shield, when I'm using this one as main, so this is a great one to use. Then I'm using this one, skill, when I release the main shield, I increase my attack for 7.3%. And with this one, I can increase my skill damage, so this is another great set to use. And if you want to see the stats now, this is the difference. I have 200 billion more HP than with the previous set, with the Dark Lord build, the offensive one. I mean, final attack, I have way less attack. And if I show you the rest, like a 31.8% damage resistance, way above what I had before. Skill damage res, 25%. I have almost the same skill crit damage and a bit less skill damage. 10% less skill crit because I'm not using the Cloud Drifter anymore. If I show you then a 28% counter damage res, a 78% combo damage resistance, I got 500% more crit resistance with that build, so I can handle more attacks coming from the Plume Monarchs. This is the goal of that build, and still 58% stun. I think I covered everything, guys. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about that in the comment below. Let me know what you are using in the comment below. Have a really nice day, guys. Take care. I'm gonna work on my warrior build now because I don't know if you remember, but I finally have my full triple S plus counter set here, and I got so crazy luck on the ancients, guys. I'm just gonna tease you on that before the next video. Look at that. I'm working on that at the moment. Look at this one. 20% global counter. I got all the procs into that. This is crazy, isn't it? Look at that. You know what? I'm just gonna try my luck before ending the video. I think that I can purchase another green potion here through that shop, and yes, I can. So let's just take that. And let's try to proc another time that effect. And you know, I can even do better, just in case if I go in the family here, family shop, it's reset normally because we are on Monday, so I'm gonna retry that. Let's purchase that, and I'm always taking the green one every day, so let's take it as well. Let's go! And I'm upgrading that for free. I'm not spending for the green potions and stuff like that. You can buy some for free. I didn't want to switch, but whatever. I'm gonna change that after. So guys, it's time to see if I am lucky or not. 20% If I get another proc, this is gonna be insane for the warrior build. So let's block the pal crit damage, confirm that, pray the gods to give me an extra counter damage. And unfortunately, it went wrong. So I have to salvage a few of these before trying it again. Let's just do the dungeon. So I'm gonna have the essence I need. Let's upgrade that. Pal crit damage. There we go again. Confirm that. Let's go! 24.37%! All procs into global counter damage. Let's confirm that, baby. I love that. And this is not the only one on which I have a pretty nice amount. Look at this one, another 16%. I think that this is all. Global counter, another 12%. Here I have 9%. Need to change that. I'm lacking a piece here. So I'm lacking some efficiency on that build, but whatever. I have so many counter damage. Let me check the counter here. 63% global counter damage. This is gonna be intense. So guys, that was all for the video. Let me know if you enjoyed it in the comment below. Don't forget to hit the like button. Have a really nice day. Take care and see you on the next one. Bye bye.